Cobwebs are filling up this cluttered head nowadays, and now it seems like all my syllables are tangled. And woven webs of alcohol and THC that keep me from purging these poisons piling daily as I walk around aimlessly, turning over every memory, looking for anything that ever really meant something to me. But familiar faces must hide somewhere in the vines, overtaking the past and neglected in my mind, and now every step is just a nightmare. Or maybe it's a daydream. It gets hard to tell when you're staring at the same scenes, stuck still on repeat and devoid of feeling and slapped together sloppily, lacking any meaning. And so I just keep watching these blue days fade into black nights and measly minutes morph into hours while I continue to scour the pile of chewed up ambitions and deformed dreams turn to one of these days, and I can't even believe the things we once reached for slowly fade as we breathe and swallow up the precious time that we all swear to God that we see. I mean, maybe it's crazy, but I think there's got to be a switch connected to some cable, wired to a grid somewhere that hasn't yet glitched. And with a single flip, we can reset this wreck and realign its rails before there's nothing left but rusted and motionless scraps of metal. A monument to wasted fucking potential. But my fingers fumble the fading light and come up with nothing but a useless futility that all must be necessary. And so if the beast is going down, then let her die we must, and trust that one day we'll resurrect the once mighty giant and place her back atop her rightful pedestal, defiant in the face of the ignorance and the apathy that once brought her to her knees. Because let's face it, hurdles never recede. And if all we ever do is bury hatchets and turn over new leaves, then we're destined to trip, stumble, and eventually tumble over every old error we thought was ancient history. Because you see, in this circle of concurrent circles, we're left to wonder, constantly borne back to where we've been, and spinning fast around with every successful cycle from start to finish and over and again with no ends, just endless revisiting from a purse close by on some new beginning with reached goals reformed and taking on new meaning. And they might seem different, but they'll evoke the same feelings, and then they'll leave you feeling like you've been here before. And if you refuse to learn, life will slowly become a chore, a broken record of sorts, stuck on a warp and playing the same no-name chord for so long that you start to hurt, so you just stop listening. Slowly turn into an empty, complacent thing, burned far beyond the hope that the sound will ever return. And so I've named my demons, and they follow along at my sides. I study them as they study me, and we learn to read each other's eyes. Our inner evils are inescapable, and they never cease to try to rip apart the rails on which we roam around our lives. And so do that devil's dance, do I, and never hide when time comes to fight. Because avoidance only delays the inevitable. And it's time we faced the fucking light.